What is going on, guys? It is Chubbs here. Today I'm going to be bringing you a brand new video. Now, as you can read by the disclaimer on the screen, I am by no stretch of the imagination a Hanzo player, and I have very poor accuracy, so deal with it. But that is not why we're here to slate my Hanzo gameplay, even though that's very easy to do because it's very bad. We're here to focus on Hanzo and the rework that he has been given. If you don't know about this, then I guess you may have been living under a rock somewhere, or just don't really play Overwatch at all, so you don't really know what's going on. But either way, we're now gonna go through the changes that Hanzo has, so everybody's now clued up on what goes on. Now, one of the main things they have changed with Hanzo is his projectile speed. So in layman's terms, that is how fast that his arrows travel after he shoots them, and that has been increased from 60 to, I believe, 100. So they're now a lot faster, which is good. Gives him that more reliability, because that gives people less of a chance to dodge the arrow. We also have a rework to the sonic arrow. The sonic arrow has been changed in the way that the cooldown has been decreased. As you can see, the cooldown has gone from 20 seconds to 12 seconds, which is good. Duration 10 seconds to 6 seconds, but then the radius has now gone from 10 meters to 7 meters. Now, you may think that that is kind of a nerf to Hanzo when it comes to the radius and the duration, but I think the cooldown balances that out. Because I think if they change the radius and they change the duration without changing the cooldown, that would have been a serious nerf. But I think because they've changed the cooldown, excuse me, then you know that does make it a hell of a lot easier for Hanzo to maneuver that about, and he can be a lot more accurate with it. Now, Hanzo also has a new movement ability, which is leap, which I've just shown you there. I will slow that down for you in slow motion so you can have a real look at it. So I got hooked by the roadhog, he shoots me, I jump, and then I can also do a second jump backwards. Well, I can do it in any sort of direction to get away from the fight. Yeah, it's not quite to the extent of Genji, but you wouldn't expect that from Hanzo, because Genji is basically a cyborg ninja and Hanzo is still a regular human, basically. So him having the sort of jumping and leaping abilities that Genji has is kind of out of the question, minus the fact that they can climb walls, because they've managed to do that even before Genji was turned into a cyborg ninja. But that's a story for another day when it comes to lore. What were we also looking at? Storm arrows, of course. The main rework that obviously people wanted, because people wanted to get rid of the scatter arrow for numerous reasons. The fact that people didn't like the cooldowns on it, the fact that you could one-shot tanks with it if you got a decent enough scatter on it. For example, with Orisa, it was quite common with Orisas where Hanzo would get a shot right at Orissa's feet or in the middle of her feet, and because obviously she's a horse robot lady, you basically get that right under her. The arrows scatter up, they all hit her, and she is done. But the only problem with that is scatter arrows are very unreliable unless you can get them in that sort of situation, which is why now they have now favoured for these storm arrows, where you fire 6 arrows in quick succession, but they are at a reduced fire rate. Why do I keep saying reduced fire rate? The amount of times I've tried to do this clip and I've said fire rate instead of damage output is beyond hilarious. Like, I've completely lost count. But yeah, as you can see there, you fire 6 arrows in quick succession, but like I say, they are at a reduced damage output. So, I mean, you don't really notice the reduced output because of the rate of fire that you can fire 6 arrows at. I mean, if you count from when I start shooting the first arrow to when I finish shooting the 6th arrow, that's like 2.5 seconds. If you can fire 6 arrows in 2.5 seconds, you're still doing a fair amount of damage. Like now. See, luckily for me, I did have the storm arrows up at that point, and the Roadhog was low enough that I was able to take him out. So you can stop ultimates with this, but it is very situational. It depends on what hero and how much health they have, and obviously the different heroes have different ultimates, so you've just got to be very, very aware of that. Is there anything else that I have forgotten to mention? We have done storm arrows, which we said that they're replaced. We've done the sonic arrow, we've done the projectile, we've also done the leap ability. I believe that is everything that they have done to Hanzo to rework him, in a sense. Now, I did get to play a few games of this new Hanzo, but because obviously it's a new patch, so everyone's trying to work out the new stuff with the new heroes, because Lucio's also had a bit of a tweak. Junkrat has also had a bit of a tweak, so if you'd like me to go over those in different videos, I would be happy to. I honestly don't mind, because I like playing Overwatch, and if you guys want me to give you the lowdown on what goes on, I can also, or at the very least, give my opinion on it, then I'm more than happy to do that. That is not a problem. And speaking of opinions, I'm going to give you my opinion now of the new Hanzo. I think he is now more reliable. Obviously, when it comes to snipers like Widow and Hanzo, when it comes to any sort of DPS, you're only reliable if you're only as reliable as your accuracy. So if you cannot rely on your accuracy, you cannot rely on heroes like Hanzo and Widowmaker. But beside that fact, I think the new rework to Hanzo is good. I think the replacement of storm arrows for the scatter arrows is a good decision. It gives Hanzo more of an option to put damage out, and You know, it's just quick bits of damage into one or a couple of targets at any one time. So I say it just gives him that reliability. The sonic arrow, although the duration and the radius have been nerfed, the reduction to the cooldown kind of negates the reduction to the radius and the duration. So I think what you can then do with that is, you know, you're able to move it around more. So if you can find decent spots to put your sonic arrow, you're pretty much set when it comes down to it. The new leap ability really does help a lot once you get used to it. From getting out of situations, like I said, with being hooked by Roadhog, by being dived by tanks like D.Va and Winston, or if you end up getting snuck up on by Genjis, Hanzos, that sort of thing, you know, you can just quickly move to another position, albeit not very far, but it still gives them that little leap, which Hanzo desperately needed, because Hanzo, God bless his soul, he's not exactly mobile. I mean, yeah, he can climb walls, but compared to Genji, he's got absolutely nothing. So that, giving him that rework, I think was a really good idea. These were a nice couple of hits on the enemy Hanzo there. Just wanted to point that out. But like I say, I think this is a really good rework for Hanzo. It's a really good change for him. I think he's going to be a lot more playable now. As for his usage in competitive, I think in most situations that require a sniper, you are still going to be wanting to take a Widowmaker, but unless you're going to be taking a Zarya, so you can combo with her, with obviously the Dragontron Surge, as I like to call it. You know, the combo between the Dragon Strike and the Graviton Surge. But like I say, that is my opinion and what's going on with Hanzo. If you guys like the video, make sure you do leave a like, and also leave a comment down below. If you want to see any more videos from me, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and also ding dong the notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. Can't speak English today. I've had enough of this. I'm going to go. Catch you guys next time. Ciao for now.